BMore Lifestyle segment is sponsored by Baltimore Spirits Company.
Hey Baltimore, it's me, Lady T. Thanks to Baltimore Spirits Company, we're here at the Union Collective on West 41st Street in Baltimore for our BMore Eats and Drinks segment. Now, the Union Collective is an assembly of independently owned Baltimore-based businesses. Here in this former Sears warehouse, the Union Collective revitalized this industrial area. Now let's go inside this unique place called Baltimore Spirits Company. Follow me. So we're joined here today by Max Lentz of the Baltimore Spirits Company. He's the CEO and founder of Baltimore Spirits Company. How you doing, Max?
I'm doing great. Happy you're here.
Oh gosh, well thank you for having us here today. So tell me a little about what is the Baltimore Spirits Company?
Baltimore Spirits Company, we are a small little distillery in the heart of Baltimore City.
What inspired you to come up with VSC, as you called it?
We knew we always wanted to be creatives in the city. And once we got a little older and realized that Baltimore had this beautiful distilling history that had completely kind of disappeared from the landscape, we thought, what better place to kind of make our mark than to bring something historic back to the city to be proud of, that also gave us space to do creative work that nobody else in the city was doing anymore.
So Max, please give us a tour.
Absolutely, let's take a walk. So we are standing here between two giant stacks of Baltimore distilled rye whiskey. It's the first rye whiskey distilled in Baltimore for about 75 years since distilling really left the city.
Tell me, what part of the process is this?
So this is really where all the magic happens. This is the still. And it might not be the prettiest still in the world, but we designed it ourselves. It's actually modeled after some very old Scotch stills. And it was built for us by one guy in the United States, and he shipped it to us, and it's the biggest still he ever bought. And let me tell you, it's really magical. We've won some of the biggest awards in the world in distilling straight off of this still.
Wow.
It's incredibly inefficient. We do a style of distilling called pot distilling. This still, even pot distilling in general, is much more inefficient than column distilling, which was much more common in the US. But our stills in particular are actually some of the absolute slowest in the world, sometimes 3 and 4 times slower than even the slow stills in Scotland.
So why this slow type of distilling then? What made it so special?
There's just no replacing the quality of spirit that comes off of these stills. The slower and more meticulous you're kind of willing to put up with, the higher quality spirit's going to be coming off. And we just happen to be obsessed with quality, and we're willing to kind of sacrifice it all, work the long hours to do something really special in Baltimore. Because if we were going to make rye whiskey in Baltimore, we want to make sure that it's a rye whiskey worthy of the name.
Well, Max, thank you so much for showing us around. We look forward to learning more about Baltimore Spirits Company.
Absolutely. Thanks so much for coming.